The 4 rings on the grille are finished in black. It is a small detail from the Edition 1 package, but it signals that this isn't the standard Q5 your neighbor drives. This is the 367 horsepower e-hybrid quattro. The Mythos Black metallic paint hides the lines of the car until the sun hits the carbon microcoper trim pieces. Those 21-inch multi-spoke wheels fill the arches completely, giving the Q5 a stance that almost mimics an RS model. It looks expensive because it is, but the exterior design has a job to do. It has to hide the fact that there is a charging port and a heavy battery hidden beneath the sheet metal. 5.3 seconds to 100 km per hour, around 5.1 seconds to 60 miles per hour is the headline figure. Whether the cabin feels like €100,000 space is what we are checking next. You open the heavy driver's door, and the first thing you see is the Audi Virtual Cockpit Plus glowing behind the S-Line steering wheel. The interior of this Edition 1 is where Audi attempts to justify that 6-figure price tag. And it starts with the materials. The carbon microcoper decorative inlays aren't just plastic stickers. They have a depth and texture that you usually only find in the RS6. Everything your hand touches, from the top of the dashboard to the door armrests, is wrapped in soft-touch materials or fine Nappa leather with contrast stitching. It is an environment designed to feel solid, silent, and incredibly expensive. Moving into the front cabin, the focus is entirely on the digital stage. You are sitting in sports seats that feature 4-way lumbar support and a memory function for the driver. They hold you with a firmness that suggests this SUV wants to be a corner carver. In front of you is the new curved OLED display, housing the 11.9-inch virtual cockpit and the 14.5-inch main MMI touchscreen. The haptic feedback on the climate controls feels like clicking the bezel of a high-end watch. The optional Bang & Olufsen 3D sound system adds 16 speakers that turn the cabin into a private concert hall. Even the center console feels considered, with an inductive phone charging tray that actually keeps your device cool while it is working. Step into the rear cabin, and the experience doesn't drop off as much as you might expect in a compact SUV. The Edition 1 includes 3-zone deluxe automatic air conditioning, meaning those in the back can set their own temperature. The rear seats are heated as part of the Vorsprung level specification found here, and there is enough knee room for a 6-footer to sit behind a 6-foot driver. Audi has included manual sunblinds for the rear windows and extra acoustic glazing, so even at highway speeds, you can hold a conversation in a whisper. There is a slight compromise in the middle seat due to the transmission tunnel for the Quattro system, but for 2 adults, this is a genuine long-distance lounge. Then there is the boot. Because this is the e-hybrid, the high-voltage battery lives under the floor, which changes the math. You get 465 liters of space, around 16.4 cubic feet. That is a 65-liter drop from the standard petrol model, but Audi includes a flat-load lip and an electric tailgate as standard to make every liter usable. If you fold the rear seats flat, that space expands to 1,405 liters, around 49.6 cubic feet. It is wide enough for a set of golf clubs or a large dog. The Edition 1 adds a storage and luggage compartment package that includes nets to stop your shopping from sliding around while you are exploring that 367 horsepower output. The question is how that battery performs once you leave the driveway. 84 kilometers of electric range, around 52 miles. That is the official figure for this 20.7 kilowatt-hour net battery. In real-world city driving, you should expect closer to 40 miles, which is still enough to cover the average commute without the 2-liter turbocharged engine ever waking up. When you do need power, the system output of 367 horsepower arrives with a seamless shove. 252 horsepower comes from the combustion engine, and 143 horsepower comes from the electric motor. It returns an official 3.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which is roughly 88 miles per gallon, provided you start every day with a full charge. On these 21-inch wheels, however, the ride is busy. You feel the weight of the battery over sharp expansion joints in a way the air suspension tries, but fails to fully mask. There is also the issue of the brake pedal. The transition between electric regeneration and the physical discs is difficult to modulate smoothly, often resulting in a jerky stop just as you reach the traffic lights. How all of this translates into a final buying decision is in the verdict. €99,667. At this price, the Q5 is no longer a rational family purchase, it is a luxury statement. You are paying for the 0% tax advantage and the ability to drive into zero-emission zones, but you are also paying for €21,000 of extras that most people simply don't need. The real Q5 sweet spot lives €40,000 lower than this. However, if you want the fastest, most tech-heavy version of Audi's bestseller, this is it. The weight of the hybrid system is the only thing holding it back from being a true performance SUV. It is a brilliant piece of engineering, but it is also proof that just because you can spec a Q5 to 100,000 euros doesn't always mean you should. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.